Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. It's time to catch up with McKendree football coach Mike Babcock. And coach, this past Saturday, the Bearcats hosted Senior Day at Lehman Field against Missouri S&T. The Miners came in, not the result that you wanted on the field, but the Bearcats, there were some bright spots in the 49-20 loss to Missouri S&T.
You know, obviously it's not the way we wanted to end it, especially for the seniors. But I did think that there were some bright spots. I thought there were a couple offensive guys that had a good game. I thought Zach Bobus and Matt Cole had a real nice game. I thought defensively, Rico Gibson flew around to the ball, made a lot of tackles. You know, we finally got a fumble, a turnover right there. And then even in the special teams, especially. Matt Cole kickoff return for a touchdown. Josh Lazaro, some nice field goals. So again, there's some bright spots in it, but obviously the win is what we're trying to get it.
Matt Cole, GLVC Special Teams Player of the Week. He totaled more than 250 yards, all-purpose yards. He had the first touchdown of the day on a 9-yard run. Nearly broke one in the second quarter on a kickoff return, went 62 yards before he was stopped, and then had the 97-yarder. And he was a guy, once he gets in open space, he's dangerous.
You know, I mean, he always has breakaway speed. I think this was one of the first times, he had a little bit in the last game, but it was nice to kind of finally see him to be able to get in open space a little bit, and you can see that he's got some speed to be able to take it the distance. So now the big thing is, can you add to it? Can you continue to have that type of performance week in and week out? He's got the ability. We've seen it from this last week. Now it's just, can you continue on that as you progress through?
You mentioned Zach Bobus. He had 4 catches, and it seemed like all 4 of his catches came at key times, especially on third downs, to keep the drives alive and keep the chains moving for the Bearcats.
Yeah, looking back at it statistically, we were okay on third down. We actually hit our goal for it. Obviously, we wanted some more longer drives and, more importantly, points. But I thought Zach did a real nice job, with his great, tough catches. He also did a very nice job in the run blocking scheme. So had a great day out of Zach. Like I said, just got to get the win.
Another senior who had some nice numbers was Preston Thompson. He had 71 rushing yards, inching closer to that 1,000-yard mark for the season. He's also a guy that had a big catch and run for a first down in the first half, but a guy that's been productive throughout the year.
Preston's been kind of our workhorse, this year offensively. He's done a nice job with the ball in his hand. He's making people miss. He's getting tough yards. I think we all wish that he had more than 100 yards in the game this last week. But, overall, he's a great leader. He's a great teammate. I know he wishes to kind of pull out that last win, but got one more, and hopefully he can finish out strong.
You mentioned on defense Rico Gibson, a guy that was around the ball consistently all day Saturday, a career-high 15 tackles, guy that anchors your defense from that middle linebacker spot, and he's been productive all year long as well.
He finds a way to get to the ball, finds a way to make plays and make tackles, and I think he's doing a good job with it. Obviously, he'd even say that he wishes he was, bigger, stronger, faster, he'd be able to get to the ball even more. But at the end of the day, like I said, he just has a knack of finding the ball, and hopefully, get kind of the rest of the 10 other guys and kind of the entire defense kind of moving a little bit, and hopefully good things can happen.
You touched on Josh Lazaro as well, a guy that every time he steps on the field gets better, more consistent, had 2 field goals, including a 44-yarder. He's converted his last 13 inside of 40 yards, and a guy that has put up some points for you this season.
I think it goes hand in hand with having a good offense and having a good field goal kicker, because he's got more chances to kick field goals. That being said, I think Josh has done a nice job at the field goal deal. I think he's continuing to get better height on the ball. I think he's getting more, like you said, more consistent even on his kickoffs. I think he's continuing to, like I said, continuing to get better. So very happy, obviously, with the long one. It was really close to me trying to figure out what to do, and said, you know what, let's give Josh the shot, and ended up kicking a nice long field goal.
The goal each week is to go 1-0. The Bearcats will have one more shot to do that this season, as they'll head to Jefferson City, Missouri on Saturday to take on Lincoln University. And Coach, this is a team much improved this year under second-year head coach Stephen Smith, and this is a team that's given some other GLVC teams fits, and I know they're going to come ready for a battle on Saturday.
Well, I mean, it's their senior day as well. They've got a lot of seniors, some good ones really, that are trying to finish out their career just like we do. They're playing at home. It's an early game, a noon game. So it'll be, I think it'll be interesting. I think when you watch them on film, I think they do a lot of great things. I think the big thing that turns out is that they run to the ball, both on offense and defense. Like, you've got a lot of guys that play with their hair on fire. And I mean, that's a credit to their coaching staff and what they're trying to build and what they're trying to do there. So, our guys got to be ready to play, especially in this last game. I mean, you can kind of throw records out the window for this last one. It's, who's gonna want it more and who wants to get the win.
It's also a team that hasn't played at home in more than a month, and it's going to be good for them to get back on their Dwight T. Reed Stadium turf, but also one more shot for the McKendree seniors as well to get out and get that W in the Column 1 final time. What was your message to the team this week?
Really, at the end of the day, it's twofold. The seniors, you want them to finish strong. You want them to be able to kind of look back at it and say, you know what? I gave my all. Win, lose, or draw, like, I gave everything that I had to this football team, and I left it all out on that field on Saturday. And so to get a win for those guys as they finish up is huge. And then I talk about the young guys. I mean, this is a jumping off point to next year. What you do and how you do it is going to propel you in January, in February, in spring ball and summer. Everything is kind of leading up to this. And so can those guys finish on a high note? That's really kind of what we're looking at for this last game. Can we, go on the road and beat a quality team at their place? That's what's at stake.
Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us. Good luck this Saturday at Lincoln.
Appreciate it.
Don't forget, we'll have the broadcast of the McKendree-Lincoln game live on the Bearcats Sports Network at glvcsn.com/McKendree, beginning with the pregame show at 11:45 a.m.